lot of action on today's Safety and Awareness Today show.
Safety and Awareness Today, brought to you in part by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
On today's show, we are going to cover tumbling, basically a shoulder roll. As a retired superintendent of schools in the state of New York, and at one time I was not only a teacher, but I was an elementary school principal for a few years and a high school principal, I have seen over the years that the public education system adds more and more very positive programs. But one of the programs that seems to have slowly slipped away is any tumbling. Shoulder rolls, backward rolls, those commonplace things on how to become comfortable with the floor. Things that I first became really in tune with when I started and did some judo. Floor exercises. We have our mats out, and I want to go through, for the boys and girls watching, and the moms and dads who may want to teach your sons and daughters some of the fundamentals of a shoulder roll. It is not a simple shoulder roll. Nothing that's new is ever simple. There is a challenge to it. And I'm going to have Kylie help me. Kylie, if you'll come on out here. All right? And Kylie's going to get into, put your feet just a little apart. The first posture to making this shoulder roll happen. Matter of fact, Kylie, why don't you move back and have a seat for a minute. Let me take a second just to point out one of the differences. We think of a roll many times as somersaults, putting your hands down like this, tucking your head and rolling over. It puts a strain on the cervical vertebrae on the back of your neck, also a strain on both your hands and fingers. We want a shoulder roll. Shoulder roll means we're going to dip with our right shoulder, all right, and come up, literally, like that, all right? We're going to just roll from this corner to this corner of our body. It's simply that kind of concept, all right? Now, Kylie, come on up. How do we get to that? How do we get to that posture and that structure? First, we start off with our feet a little further apart, one hand down. Good girl. She puts her other arm through here, between her arm and her leg, and then she tucks her head, which brings this shoulder down. Well, she pushes up with her knees. Go ahead and push and roll. Very nice. Nothing's in the way when we do it that way. Let's do that again. That was great. Hand down, through, push. Simple, small, soft roll. Very good, Kylie. All right, Kylie, move to the other side. Come on up, Alex, and you just go ahead and do one. Let's see you do one. Good one. Go ahead. Come on up, Brian. Let's see these happen. Go ahead. Yes. Next. Doug is going to do it. Yes. Good. Next. Aiden's going to do it. Go. There it is. Yes. Daniel. Yep. And Miranda. Oh, my goodness. Get ready, William. All right. Good. Good job, William. Whitney, way out here on the floor, though. Way out there, right there. Give it a try. Put your hand down. Now, she's not done one of these before, have you? This is going to be new. Put a hand here. Put this arm through here. Tuck your head. Bend your knees a little more. And push off on your shoulder. Go. Not too bad at all for your first time. That was good. Try it one more time. We got just enough time to do it one more time. This is her brand new thing for her. Now you got to bend down more, and go straight. Make your feet go right over the top of your head. Excellent, excellent. Oh my goodness, wasn't that beautiful? That right there is a shoulder roll. And that's the first time she's ever done one. It was right here for you at home to see that, yes, you too can do it. And it's good to become comfortable with the floor, to know how to do that. We're going to be back with another piece of information in just a moment. Right now, I'm talking to some boys and girls about shortcuts and the fact that the long way may be the best way. Shortcuts have some concerns about them. One, if you take a shortcut you're not familiar with, you could get lost. And it's going to take you twice as long to get where you're going. Another very important thing that we just talked about a minute ago, and that is you take a shortcut, who doesn't know that you're taking it? Who may not be familiar with it? William?
Your parents.
Your parents may not be familiar with it. And that means if something happens to you, they don't know where to look now. They know the normal way that you take to get home or go to your friend's house. If you take a shortcut, they may not have any idea where it is. It would be a wise thing for you to do what then regarding any shortcuts that you may use? Courtney?
Tell them.
Tell them. Tell your parents where they are. And I know sometimes you tell them and they're going to say, I don't want you to take that shortcut anymore, but they'll have reasons for that. So make sure that you take a safe path. All right, sometimes it takes a little more time, but a safe path gets you home safe and sound, and that's what we want, all right? Very good. We're going to move on to another piece of information right now. There's an escape technique that works. Let's go back to the studio and see the details of it.
And the technique we're going to go over now is called a straight across wrist grab. I have with me today Sabrina and Chris. Chris, go ahead and grab Sabrina straight across. Good, and Sabrina, come back. Now let's go over that technique a little more slowly. Chris, grab Sabrina. She raises her arm up into a good fist onto her shoulder, and she now can use her arm as a guide to slide right down, and whoa, right there. Her wrist can impact right into his wrist to be free. She steps back, go right ahead, and she's free. Come up, let's see that again. And go right ahead. Good, and Sabrina comes back. Now, this technique is also effective for my cross wrist grab. He reaches across and grabs her opposite arm, and go right ahead. And good. Let's go to Grandmaster Crandall with another piece of information.
Well, right now, we're going to cover some safety tips with ice fishing. And before I introduce Seth, I want to say thank you to all the people that have written some letters and that stop and comment about the show and suggest things like this, because I'm out here on a frozen lake, thanks to you, and we're covering the safety of ice fishing. I'm here with Seth Jesuits from the Gander Mountain in Utica, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. I never would have thought I'd be out here on a frozen lake. This is not my cup of tea, but I'm having a ball. And we have some safety things right here.
Yep.
What are they? What are we talking about?
These are all essentials that you should carry if you go out on the ice. First thing, another thing would be a first aid kit. Very simple.
Kit. Okay.
Something happens, you get cut up, you can take care of yourself. Flare kit, in case you get in trouble. Pull the flare, somebody know you're in trouble.
Boy, and that people won't think of these. They
Right, very
of
simple, cheap, use. Cleats on the ice, keep from falling.
From falling. And this one I really like. We talked about that one before.
These are hand spikes. The ice breaks, you keep this around your neck or your back and you grip right in.
Up and dig it in. Those are really impressive, and they're so simple, but you know, you see people, they have trouble on ice, they get into the ice, and you can't get
That's
out.
the only way to pull yourself out.
That's it, boy. That and maybe a lot of luck.
A lot of luck, and
That's
hopefully
it.
people are with you.
Boy, that is it. That is it. Great.
Light stick, case at nighttime, trying to find your way back.
Okay.
And some waterproof gloves and a staff to check the ice.
Good weapon. I mean, a good staff to check the ice. This is awesome. These, you can actually dip your hand right
into the water. Yep.
And you won't feel it?
You won't feel the water at all.
I'm going to have to try that.
Definitely.
We'll have a little shot of me trying that. That's incredible. All right, well, look, let's get on to digging a hole in the ice and setting up. Now, we've got our hole drilled, we checked the ice, we did the safety things.
We know our depth.
We know our depth. We're 12 feet here.
12 foot of water.
And we've dropped this down. This has actually allowed us to see that we're at about 10 feet in this 12-foot water.
With our lure.
With our lure. All right. Now, what's this little rascal here?
This is what's called a tip-up. You're allowed 5 tip-ups per man on the ice. And what it is most people use live bait, and you put your live bait on there. You set your flag, and you let it go. When the fish grabs it, your bait, he'll flick, flag will set, and you know the fish is on the line. You run over, and you pull the line up, and hopefully you got your fish on.
That's it.
Yep.
Now, only 5 though. And
5 is all you're allowed.
That's a legal restriction.
That's a legal restriction.
All right. Now, how many? Now, this is called jigging.
No, that's called jigging. That's
jigging.
A jigging rod.
Okay, it's a jigging rod. Now, how many of these are you allowed to have in?
Well, as many as you can hold in your hand, but usually practically one. One's easier.
Okay, and then you're just kind of working it.
You're working it off the bottom, within a foot off the bottom.
Yeah.
And you're actually right now fishing for perch.
Okay, fishing for perch with what I've got on.
Different lures for different fish.
Different lures for different fish. So basically, as far as ice fishing, you're not trolling.
You're not trolling. You're sitting in one spot and you're relaxing.
Then this little rascal here, this allows you to stay pretty well bundled up and warm.
Definitely. Yeah. Don't hold it all.
Over the years, we've had some people with some pretty serious accidents regarding ice cracking and breaking and falling in. How big should the hole be?
Well, the average hole for most people are anywhere between 6 and 8 inches.
Okay.
To keep.
Okay.
You
can go as big as...
You can go as big as 10 inches. That's quite big.
After that...
Most fish aren't that big going through the ice.
Okay. And after that, you're actually, you might be taking a risk.
You'd definitely be taking a risk. You step into it, twist your ankle.
Yep, there's all sorts of things. Now, something else we talked about earlier, and that is that when you're out on a lake like this, I mean, if the winds come up, if the snow starts
you
blowing,
could run into whiteout conditions.
And you can lose your bearings and really not know where the shore is.
Excellent idea is to carry a compass, too.
Compass would
and
be
know what direction you came from.
That makes good sense.
And the flares are an excellent, if you get lost, you can send a flare up.
Okay. But I mean, people don't think about that. You're out on a beautiful day like today and you go, well, I can see the shore. That's not a big deal. You lose your bearing, you could be walking out in the middle of the lake. It could be Oneida Lake.
That's
right.
Have
a long ways to go.
Long ways to go.
All right, that's worth knowing and that's important.
You have some fish on the screen there.
And I see we've got some fish down there looking at what I've got. I don't know if they're going to bite, but we're going to give them a try
They're real
today.
Close, and there's a lot of them.
Yep, and there's a lot of them. This is interesting how this lets you see everything that's going on. You want to bring something warm in a thermos.
Yes, anything to keep you warm.
Okay, great. Now,
a lot of times they'll also use what's called an ice shanty, which we weren't able to draw out today because of the depth of the snow, but that keeps you warm and you're bundled inside. And a lot of guys use what's called heaters, buddy heaters, to keep you warm, and you jig inside your shanties.
That's great. And you can actually build a fire on the ice.
You can build a fire on the ice, no problem. See how fast I put him on the line?
I love it. I'm going to put him back. I'm going to put him back in. Here he goes. Woohoo!
We caught a fish.
We caught a fish. Surely did.
Safety and Awareness Today, brought to you in part by Dr. Uniforms, more than just medical.
Right now in the show, we're going to cover a women's self-defense technique, and it's a rear choke grab. It's a very common process for grabbing somebody. I have with me 2 of my instructors. I have Cheryl Fraley and David Phillips with me. If you will step over here, Cheryl and David. Now, David does a rear choke grab, and he's doing it correctly. He's not just crossing across her throat. He has his elbow under her chin. That actually makes it harder to get out of. First thing she does is turn towards me. When that's important, because when she turns back the other way, she's opened an area in his arm, and she's reaching up and grabbing as much as she can. Now stay where you are. She could be grabbing collar, even the neck ring of a t-shirt, or more importantly, the hair, and she's being nice right now and not grabbing the hair. And then all she does is twist at the waist, and that will bring him down. Let's take a look at that one more time, and let's have Cheryl face that way, please, and David come up. Good. There's the choke grab. Now, she twists this way, she turns back, and leaves a little opening here. She, again, is grabbing with both arms, twisting, and down. Very nicely done. Thank you very much. And we're going to move on to another spot right now. Right now we have the opportunity to do a cane technique, a little self-defense with a cane. I'm fortunate enough to have with us Grandmaster Mark Shuey, who is the founder of the American Cane System. And we have Joe Fiore. There's a lot of things that can be done if you grab from behind.
Oh, many.
Can I borrow your cane? And let's have Joe grab you from behind. Let's see one of them right now. So he grabs you from behind.
I can lift up my cane, come in here, and just reach around and pull on something and just throw them right around.
Done. Good. That's very nice. Okay. Here, step back just for a minute. Joe, come on up here in front. And there's your cane. Mrs. Fraley's here, and we'll face this. So let's watch him. What's he got to do again? Grab him from behind.
Okay.
Bring the cane up.
Up, around, till you hit, there you go, and both hands, and just start pulling
Both
around.
hands.
That's it.
All right. So even if you didn't catch their neck, you can get up now. She is all right, isn't she? Good.
You'll catch something.
You'll catch something.
You'll catch something.
That'll make the difference.
And if you can't catch anything, you just take it and start hitting back.
And just start striking back. All right. Yeah. Another cane technique for you out there, and we're moving on to another spot right now. Right now we're going to cover an exercise that will build some strength for the body, but works the core, the balance, that makes a lot of the techniques in the martial arts work, and that is balance, especially for men and women 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. And I'm fortunate to be here with Colleen Teamy, who is a fitness professional, and she has been kind enough to share some of this information with us. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you.
All right. Now, what is this exercise we're going to do?
This is primarily going to be a chest press, a single chest press. But again, I'm going to put it together so you do work your core, your obliques, especially on this one.
Yep, I like that.
Come on back.
Okay.
Okay. This would normally be a chest press. Feet down, you're nice and comfortable.
Right.
Take the feet up here. Again, you do the chest press. As the weight turns and goes over the body, it changes. You have to incorporate your internal and external obliques, which work the core. Otherwise, I'd fall off the bench right now.
I get you. I like that. I've never done this one.
And then if you brought your knees up, it even takes it up one more degree.
Wow.
Difficulty, and nice and slow. So you can see I'm getting chest work, core work, and even a little bit of leg work.
All right.
And you can see as I go over, the legs tend to move.
Yep. And you're not really having to use a lot of weight.
No, these are not designed to use heavy weights.
Heavy weights. Excellent. Well, let me give it a try here and see if I can do this one. I've never done this one before.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm down here.
Yep, I'm going to give you this weight for you.
Okay.
This looks pretty appropriate for you.
Looks pretty appropriate for me?
Uh-huh.
They're killing me. Okay, here we go. Okay. I lay back.
Yep.
Here.
Right back.
All right, so I'm here. My feet are up.
Yep.
Hand to the side.
Nope, just kind of keep it at your side right here.
Oh, like
Put it right
this.
Here, you can actually feel your obliques.
Oh, all right.
As you bring this around.
Okay.
Start with
here.
the chest press. Yep.
So it
you
goes
bring
up.
It across the chest.
Whoa! I love that. Wow, that'll pull you right off. You gotta love it. Here we go.
You really have to draw in to the core.
And over.
Yes.
Wow. That is different.
And you can actually see how he's working through here.
Sure.
Chest is working. It's a real good one.
Wow. That's excellent. I like that.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to put that into my program.
Well, good.
Excellent. It has been a pleasure, Colleen, having you with us again on the
Thank you.
show. Keep that in mind. You don't need a lot of weight, and be prepared, because the first time you cross your chest with it, you may fall off that bench. We're going to move on to another safety segment right now. Right now, I'm fortunate to be here with Fred Sedella, Merrill Lynch, and it's a pleasure to have you with us on the show today.
Thank you.
And we're talking about a packet that you and I went over, and Fred has a lot of experience in this area as a senior financial advisor, and this kind of packet is what we talk about when we talk about safety and awareness. It is from Mainstay Investment. It's a life folio. And it says, okay, if you have a safety deposit box with a key or a combination, have it available to somebody. And what kind of things should we have in that?
All of your important paperwork, will, life insurance policies, your financial documents, everything that would be pertinent to someone upon your passing that would allow them to make it an easier
It's
transition.
an easier transition for them. And if you're online with anything, you have to have your online security.
Passcode, your access number, everything that it would take for someone to access your online account.
People don't think about that.
No.
And lastly, one of the things that we were talking about is the financial advisor, your attorney, your accountant should be in communication with each other.
They should all know each other. It's very important.
When we want to be aware of the safety of our family, this is one of the factors. This packet can be obtained at Merrill Lynch, and you can just pick one up. They'll take time to go through it with you if you ask them. It's really helpful. Keep that in mind. Thank you very much for spending time with us on the show.
Thank you, Cliff.